Hey guys, it's Dan. It's spring. Actually, it's Memorial Day weekend. I thought I'd just give you like a little brief tour of the garden and show you something I'm going to start this year. Right now it's 25th of May. Can't see the tomatoes way off in the distance. They're in a different bed, but they're growing like crazy as well. What I wanted to do, I'm going to do like an experiment, kind of chronicle something this year, something I've never done before. But at the suggestion of my brother Dave, I cut all of my pepper plants. These guys were about 2 feet tall, and I just cut them all back this morning. And the reason why is, David mentioned, and I did some research, that if you cut back, and Dave swears, my brother swears by it, that if you cut it back about in the first month of the season, early in the season, cut it back either just after the stalk forks. You can kind of zoom in. You can see where it's got 3 actually at the intersection at the top. Just cut it back and leave some of the leafy green down below. And what this does is it actually forces all the energy growing of the plant into the back into the plant, and so the plant kind of gets a little angry and it just wants to shoot out even more branches. And so the theory being, it'll increase the yield of your peppers and your chilies because it's going to start putting out more branches instead of one big main stalk that forks. Hopefully the theory is you have many stalks and branches and additional growth. Did some research online, and there's a couple folks that have the YouTube videos. So one person had over 500 chilies on a plant after they started doing this, and they swear by it. And so, as you'll see as I'm going around, I've got 18 plants in this bed, and I just decided, hey, I was going to do maybe a quarter of them as an experiment, do like a before and after. Then after watching the videos, I just decided, hey, this is going to be something I'm just going to go for. These are habaneros over on the side. I haven't pruned them yet. I want the plant to get a little bit more established, or a slower growing type of a chili. One of the reasons why I did this, again, brother swears by it. Neighbor Brian, for those of you who know Brian Anderson, his brother swears by it also. And this is a guy that, as you and I might subscribe to a newspaper or a magazine, he subscribes to hot sauce magazines, and every one of his peppers, he's up in Virginia, and he swears cutting them back is the best way to go to increase your peppers. So before I went and I started creating a little bit of murder on my my plants, I did a little experiment, and I'll show you here, and this will demonstrate kind of the reason why people do this. This is a plant not even 2 weeks ago that I trimmed. So right now it's Memorial Day weekend, 25th of May, so about the middle of May or so, 10th of May, I cut this guy back, and you can see at the top, I'll kind of try and point it out here, and then in here also, just kind of peel back. This plant was just as desolate and boring, I'll call it boring, as this guy here. You see how there's not very many leaves down at the bottom? There's just one main stalk. This guy I cut back a couple weeks ago now, and the outcome is just incredible. So this is what really led me to do the rest of the 20 plants, or the other 19 plants that I have. You can see, I'll try to peek in as best I can, that where there was a branch, it made its own intersections, and it's had putting out more growth. Where there was a leaf before, all there was a leaf, there's now a branch that's forming. So this branch, you can already see, is trying to put out a lot of leaves, even little tiny buds of what will eventually become a pepper. More about that in a second. But this led me, I just said, man, if this crazy like this, I'm going to do it to all my plants. As you can imagine, with 20 different plants, including the bell peppers, but all these chilies, I'm going to have hopefully thousands of plants. Now you'll notice it's a little bit early to do this, but a lot of the plant now, it's putting all this growth on and energy, and I just picked off a little flower before it's really ready to bud. But that's another thing I do until just after 4th of July weekend approximately. Anytime there's a flower or a pepper starting to grow, I'll just pinch it off. That way it's putting, again, all the energy of the plant is on trying just to grow into vegetated mode, or vegetation mode, and not going to seed and fruit mode. So that's an example of before, after. Oh, and let's see on this plant over here, there's a little pepper over here, so just want to pinch that guy off. Again, if I left that on there, all the energy will go into making this guy and ultimately, you know, produce fruit and go to seed, and then the plant will actually go through its cycle and think that it's time to start fruiting. I want to have it go in growth mode a little bit longer. So I'm going to do this for the season. I'm going to take videos and kind of merge them all together and let you guys see every few weeks or so. I'll just kind of go back and get some pictures of this. And yeah, so I'll see you in a few weeks. Bye-bye.